It's a full house on the EMBN show today.
That's right, Stephen. And today we're going to be looking at how you can use e-bikes for rehab.
We're also going to be talking to former pro DH rider Andrew Neethling. We're also going to be looking at Steve and what he's been up to out of Specialized. What's been going on, Steve?
Oh God, seriously?
Yeah, come on, spill the beans.
So much banter, so much banter. Let's talk about it later.
Okay.
Let's get into the show.
So this week in the news, the Guinness World Record for distance cycled has been absolutely smashed by Chris Ramsey, who rode 180.75 miles on his e-bike.
Crikey, that's a huge distance, right?
It is a huge distance.
But Jess, what relevance has this got to e-mountain bikes?
Well, how can you even ask that, Chris?
I think, a big part of my riding recently has been seeing how far I can actually go on one charge, you know, making that battery last, and I've been quite surprised with the result.
How far did you go? How far did you go?
It's coming out in a video soon, so you've got to be sure to keep an eye out for that.
Actually, do you know what, thinking about it, if you can go 180 miles on a road bike, then you can still do that in the mountains as well. If you look at Bosch have just launched their new sites for charging, so you could have a massive day out in like places such as the Port of Soleil, you know, all those different resorts there.
Ride a bit of lunch, bit of topping up charge, get those miles munched. Yeah.
So maybe, I think with e-bikes, you know, range and distance is a big part of the adventure, right?
Definitely, it's a big part of my riding. It's something I try to make the most of, so well, excited to see that. So Steve, where the hell have you been these past few weeks? I mean, there's big things going on at Specialized. Come on, spill the beans. Come on, what is it?
What is it?
We're waiting to know. You know, this is big stuff. What's going on?
E-bike team? Is it a bike? Is it?
Stop. Right. There will be some news. There'll be a trailer break-in on the 14th of September.
14th?
So keep your eyes peeled for that, and there'll be some teasers coming out about what is coming from Specialized. All I can say is it is really worth waiting for.
That's it.
So moving on, I saw you guys talking about a video that Andrew Neethling did last week. I don't know where on earth you got that from, but it prompted me to give him a call and chat to him, because he seems to be now a legitimate e-bike ambassador for Scott. And you know what? I like the fact that he's he's making videos. He's not like his colleague Brendan Fairclough, who's like sitting on the fence and kind of hiding. But yeah, I thought it was a great video from Neethling.
Oh, amazing.
So I gave him a call and I chat to him about his e-bike adventures.
Nice.
Here it is.
So you've got a Spark e-bike and a Genius e-bike?
No, at this stage, just the Spark e-bike. Obviously, due to laws of flying with bikes and freighting, we made a Spark e-bike available, and been riding that quite a lot actually. I expected more haters, but I think everyone just knows that it's here to stay, and I think if anything it's jealousy. Like, it's just biking, you know, it should be fun. It's like, I don't like all the hate on e-bikes. It's just another genre of biking. It's getting more people into biking that maybe wouldn't have ridden, and it's maybe keeping people around longer in a sport that can be dangerous, obviously, but also physically. Mountain biking, unless it's dead flat, it's physically quite tough when it gets uphill, you know?
Yeah, totally. So what kind of things would you like to do on your e-bike in the future?
Well, in the future, I mean, depending on the short term or the long term, I feel long term we're going to do a lot of similar things. I think these bikes are going to get better, faster, lighter, and last longer. So I can't wait to see what 5 to 10 years looks like. But yeah, I'd like to go on trips and go to places that I normally have to hike up. I can ride to the top. I was just in Retallick out in Canada and did a boatload of hiking. And I was thinking, if we were on the e-bike, I would have just been pedaling up to these huge peaks and exploring places that I wouldn't probably go,
Yeah. But then, like you said in the first part of the conversation, we still ride normal bikes, right, as well? It's just another part of riding.
100%. I was just going to say, like, we've been harping on a lot about e-bikes, and I love it. But my normal bike's not going anywhere. Like, it's a different genre of riding. When I hop on that, it's like, yes, you earn it to the top, and then you come down. It's a different style of mountain bike. Yeah. It really is, you know, especially with how light and how capable these trail bikes are these days. Yeah. It's a total different riding, and it kind of is like when when we used to only ride downhill for that adrenaline fix, but then trail bikes became so good. Now you just go out on your trail bike and you basically get this, almost the same kick as when you're doing shuttle runs or chairlift.
Yeah.
Guys, have you seen the new video from Simplon Bikes? It is called State of Flow and it is absolutely awesome.
Anything with state of flow, I'm going to be watching that video, Jess, every day of the week.
Yeah.
Epic ridgeline trail, looks amazing. It's about getting out there, exploring.
Yeah,
this is what ticks all the boxes for me.
Ridgelines, it's all about ridgelines. But I'm loving the fact that they're putting out these videos, and it's good inspiration for e-mountain bikers, right?
Ticking all the boxes for e-bikers for sure.
I tell you what I saw this week, guys, was Beatrice Migliorini. Now, she is the daughter of former World Cup downhill racer Stefano Migliorini, who happens to have set up a company called Thoc Bikes. I'm sure you've heard of Thoc e-bikes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So from Italy. Now, the story there is he's out with his daughter doing these great rides, road rides, e-bike rides and everything. And when I mentioned earlier that Neethling is one of the few people from downhill to get into e-bikes, that's not strictly true, because Stefano was a podium finisher back in 1992 when the World Cup Downhill Series started. And obviously you've got people like Nicolo Voulios who won that first ever World Cup race in 1992. So one's now an owner of an e-bike company and the other one is an ambassador of Lapierre e-bikes. So
that's cool, isn't it?
That is cool. It's time for our in-depth story of the week now.
Actually, can I stop you there? I've got an in-depth story, which I heard at Specialised last week. Do you know when you talk about fat burning sessions on bikes, do you know where the fat goes when you're burning the fat?
Like your back tyre and spread your back.
I don't know, your backside more like in your case. No, actually the fat actually comes out through your mouth. That's how it gets out of your body. Yeah, did you know that?
No.
Brandon, did you know that?
I had no idea.
There you go. Fact of the week. Sorry to butt in there, Jeff.
Fat of the week. Going back to our in-depth story then. So we had this photo submitted to us by Richard. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not an e-bike. It is a fully rigid surly ogre. Now, shortly after this photo was taken, Richard suffered from a stroke. Thankfully, it wasn't too serious. However, it has now affected his riding. So he's written into us asking what kind of e-bike should he now be looking out for?
Big subject.
It is a big subject.
Big subject.
Lots of different options out there, isn't there? I think for the sort of riding he's looking at doing, I'd probably, you know, and it's again this like price point as well. It's a big thing, you know. E-bikes obviously costing quite a bit of money, but for something similar, I'd be looking along the sort of hardtail line. You know, there isn't too many rigid bikes out there. E-bikes
well, look,
is fine.
The thing with this, okay, Richard, if you're watching, the thing with e-bikes is that different rules apply to e-bikes than they do to conventional bikes. With a conventional bike, you can have materials such as steel or titanium, and there's like a lot of inbuilt flex into the bike. Obviously, the weight is quite different. On an e-bike, you're going to be traveling through the terrain a lot quicker, so you're going to get beaten a lot more on an e-bike than on a conventional bike, and that weight really does have a big impact on the handling of a hardtail bike. So I'd maybe
full suspension by any chance?
What? I'd maybe be looking at a full suspension bike. Obviously, it depends where you live and the type of terrain you're going to be riding. Because if you're riding on fire trails or double track, then a hardtail is great. However, if you venture off road into roots and rocks and stuff like that, like the place which you show in your image, I think you should be looking at maybe a full suspension bike.
Yeah, also another thing to remember is obviously that range as well and how far you can go actually on one battery. If you're into smashing out your miles and doing those big, long, epic rides, it's going to be quite hard to replicate. You know, if I'm talking 50 plus, 100 miles, something like that. If you're into that sort of riding, isn't going to be something you're necessarily going to replicate on an e-bike that easy.
But you know what? The place that Richard shows in his photograph there is like e-bike territory through and
I agree,
through.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
Guys, what else is news from the streets of the e-bike world this week?
Well, I've actually saw Peugeot have launched a 5008 SUV. It's got an inbuilt e-bike actually in the back with a docking station, charges up in 60 minutes, 25 mile range. The idea is you drive to work, whip out your e-bike for the last couple of miles, save on those parking fees, congestions,
and
blah,
do a
blah,
backflip by the looks.
And do the backflip, yeah. They got legendary Red Bull BMX athlete Kris Kyle on there doing flips, riding backwards downstairs. Awesome video.
You know what? I was going to say to you, I mean, what relevance does that have to e-mountain bikes? But then I guess if someone like Kris Kyle is doing backflips and running upstairs on which is essentially a kid's bike with a motor.
Yeah, single-sided fork and
it's pretty mental,
skinny
really,
handlebars.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what he's doing on it.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, Stephen, but then think about it.
Don't you Stephen me?
Stephen. But you say that, but the thing is it's not going to be long before you get camper vans with generators and power outlets so that you can throw your e-bikes on the back. You can have proper off-road adventures and get away really on the e-bikes,
you do see people go to the mountains with, like you say, they're camper vans and their mountain bikes. Yeah. But I just see this whole, it seems to be like you've got the motor industry and the mountain bike industry, and everyone seems to be going in one direction now, right?
The E-direction.
Electric, for sure. Yeah. Seen some of those big players, as I say, Peugeot. Don't forget they were big names back, sort of 80s, 90s in the cycle industry already. You got, Yamaha. I guarantee Honda are coming into it. I reckon.
Well, like with the new RN01 e-bike.
They've had the downhill bike in the past. I don't think it'd be long before those guys would be strapping their own motor into it.
I could see that. I could see that coming. Yeah, quite possibly.
You heard it here first, remember?
Yeah. It's time for this week's Climb of the Week, and thank you, Stephen. This week we have Tommy and Andrea, who have been eyeing up the infamous Baldwin Street over in New Zealand. Now, if you didn't know this, Baldwin Street is the steepest residential street in the world. It is...
In the world?
In the world.
In the world.
In the world. Now, it's short. It's about 350 metres in length. However, it gets so steep, up to 35% gradient towards the top. So it's the steepest residential street, but it probably isn't the
Tommy
steepest.
and Andrea, thanks for sending this in.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to see more of these climbs of the week.
Make sure you upload your videos for Climb of the Week and send them through on the new uploader service, which is written down there.
Do you know, I forgot about Tech of the Week earlier. Check out this new tool from Park Tools. We've all got our own personalised Park Tools. Have you yours and you?
Yeah. Oh, no,
good.
I left mine
Thank
up
you very
my
much.
desk.
Look at that. Look at that. Sorry, it's made of focus branded, isn't it? Can you focus that one in? Look at that. Park Tools. What a beaut. Lovely.
Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I do love trawling through Instagram. I mean, there's so much inspiration on there, great athletes, brands. I mean, it's a really good way to get in the lulz and some motivation as well, of course. So here's a few accounts that we think are definitely deserving of your follows and your likes. So first up, who have you got?
I've got the Silver Machines. Now, these guys are actually older than Steve as well. These guys are collectively, they're about 200 years from 200 years old.
Oh, together. Stephen, come back.
Come on.
You've got to be kidding me.
200 years, they say to their missus when they get injured, they've been up playing bowls.
I'll let the clock show.
But yeah, our favourite, where are they from, Steve? Up north, is it?
The Silver Machines.
Yeah.
Seriously?
No,
They're the most famous Surrey Hills rippers in the world.
I know. And
they're more famous than Brennan Fairclough, who's from the same area.
Yeah. And Ollie Wilkins.
E-Bike Ken. Yeah. Actually, do you know what? You guys are going to be doing a feature with E-Bike Ken and the Silver Machines in the not too distant future.
No one told me this.
Well, there you go.
Wow. And actually their edits are really well put together. You know, they're doing all fancy overlays, titles, music, everything. So yeah, quality production from those guys. So yeah, good job.
Sweet.
You can ask me next, didn't you?
Yeah, so who have you got?
Do you know what? You did prime me with it, but there was a couple. There was an e-bike couple which are on Instagram, but I looked for it a minute ago and I can't find them anymore. So I feel they might have split up.
Maybe they broke up.
I'm sad about it.
Bummer.
Yeah. But I thought, that kind of adventure together and sharing was pretty cool.
That's
really.
Could have been good.
Could have been sweet.
So Jess, what have you got?
So I've been following FLX bikes recently.
Really?
I have indeed. And I know you're thinking, well, who are they?
I'm thinking Chat Show.
No, not quite a chat show. Basically, their feed is brilliant. It's got everything about e-bikes, adventure, exploration, style, fun. It is definitely something that motivates you to want to ride your bike.
So you're a super fan, aren't you?
I am, of course I am. I think they're wicked.
Right, and it's time to get into where in the world. So fishing the globe up. It doesn't matter, it's upside down, guys, is it?
It's flat anyway,
It depends what location you are in the universe, right? But this week we're in the Haute Savoie, in central South France, and this is from Pierre. Actually, where is France? God, it's quite difficult to look at the globe upside down. France is up here. There you go. It makes much more sense. Put that way up. So here we go. We're in France. Pierre has been doing some after-work laps on his giant e-bike. And yeah, what a better place to be riding an e-bike than in the Alps.
Does look amazing, doesn't it? Look at that. Check out the backdrop. Yeah. Does look good.
Right, no messing. Let's have a look at some bikes. Let's get into the bike fault. I want to see what's happening around the world. Who's been up to what?
So we've got Alex sending in his Merida e-bike 160. First riding his e-bike after chasing his wife on a spectral on for over a month.
Chasing his wife?
But we know how hard that work is.
Why did he be chasing his wife?
I don't know. But
right,
she's on a
from Wales, and they're from Llandegla. Yeah. I love a good shot with a landscape in the background.
It's nice.
Merida E160.
I'm not blown away though.
I'm blown away.
I'm blown away.
I've ridden that bike, and it's a bloody good bike, and it's a bloody good landscape. It's super nice. Sorry about that.
Get on the pumps.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Look at the height of that. It looks like mega avalanche
from Wales to Wales.
It is. So this is Matthias Spike Specialized Levo Comp Carbon. It's in Poland, in Krakow. Incredible trip filming in Switzerland. Look at the height of that.
Why does it say Master of Snow, guys?
Master of Snow.
Master of Snow there.
Oh, I don't know. The title, yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Because that's a lot of snow.
Epic snow ride.
Come on, epic snow ride.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's an easy. It's
super nice.
Super
nice.
Done. Nice. So we've got Julian sending his high bike Enduro 8. Stuttgart, Lake of Katzenbach, Germany.
Lake of what?
Lake of Katzenbach.
Lake of
Katzenbach.
Katzenbach. Can't be a good Katzenbach, can it? I think it's too messy. I think the background's too messy there. You could have.
I don't like it leaning against the railing.
You could have shoved that with a stick about 10 foot to the left, and you'd have had a banger. You'd have been a banging shot.
It's nice.
Sorry, it's nice.
Just nice.
Move on.
We've got next.
Ooh, bit of process on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Kevin sending his high bike Enduro Hard 7 hardtail. It's in Pitchford, down in Scotland. Today was my first descent.
Down in Scotland? Up in Scotland?
Up in Scotland. Downhill in Scotland.
Downhill.
Oh, downhill in Scotland.
Listen, Stephen. God, you're always interrupting me. Today was my first descent and technical climb on an e-bike, and it was amazing. I found myself enjoying the climb more than the descent, and we can all relate to that, right?
Was you writing a book or what? It's about a photograph.
E-biking has changed a climb from irritating must to a good descent. Hell of a fun day.
I think it's nice.
Hell of a. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Really? That's nice. I think
there's a lot of process in that shot. Let's move on.
Cool. So
no process in this shot, on the other hand.
Glenn Lapierre Overvolt XC300 from Herefordshire. Hi, I love the channel. I thought I'd send in a photo of my wife's bike. It's taken in Cracan Forest in Wales.
Cracan Forest in Wales. And does your wife know you've been chucking pictures into EMBN of her bike? Or have you taken your wife's e-bike? Because I've heard a lot of people actually recently. The husbands have had to book the e-bikes out because the wives have been stealing the e-bikes.
Really?
Blame them.
And I've heard a story like that in the EMBN office today as well.
Really?
Anyway, nice or super nice? What are you saying?
Yeah, nice.
Next, we've got Jean-Louis, Specialized Levo Comp from Helderberg Mountains, Somerset, South Africa.
I mean, come on, guys.
It's super nice.
Exploring.
Look at that background.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It is nice, isn't it?
Do you know the great thing about the bike vault on EMBN is the backgrounds and the mountains.
It's always high up, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always out there and up there. It's great. Super nice.
Super nice.
Super.
Why don't we just get them all super nice?
I think so. That's the way it's going, isn't it?
Oh, look at that!
So Ronald, Trek Powerfly, locations in Alethen. After work, I climb up the hill. Getting to know the bike, which he brought 6 weeks ago after seeing eMTBs used in Austria.
Now here is a lesson in how to take a photograph of the bike vault. The bike is against a nice clean background. The handlebar is under kind of midpoint horizon, and you've got a nice background there.
Pedals? What are you saying about the pedals, Steve?
There are no pedals. Okay, I don't give a damn about the pedals. I don't care if it's drive side or non-drive side.
Drop it up or drop it down.
Drop a semi down.
Pedals level, what's the best? Come on,
but look,
drop us.
I think the bike's to the left.
I like that.
That's a very nice composition.
Super nice.
Without doubt. Super nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Next one's Nathan from Netherton Canal, UK.
Okay.
He's taking the bike out for a quick ride after installing my new battery built by Merce Bikes on Instagram.
I mean, this is a good example of an entry-level e-bike.
Testing the range out on it, apparently.
Fair dues.
So it looks
where is Nathan?
Where is he? He's not in there, is he?
Where in the world? Where in the world is Nathan?
Netherton.
Where's Netherton?
Netherton Canal in the UK.
Okay, right, yeah.
Okay, I like it, but that front mud guard is not
necessary in the summer.
And it's also too high up. I'm not keen on it.
Nice.
Nice.
Moving on, we've got Tony sending his Cube stereo hybrid in from Canic Chase.
That's a new bike, isn't it?
Slipping out for a morning ride before starting the rest of the decorating. So getting those important things done. I don't blame him getting those important things done first thing in the morning.
I think it's super nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow, you guys have got some bangers on this bike file, haven't you?
So Christopher sent in his giant fully above Durrant water. Went for a late evening climb after work and found a new trail.
Look at that! You can just see that trail going all the way, snaking off around that. I think it's super nice.
Simple as we're going to Derwent Water next week. Look at that trail.
That is beautiful.
Amazing. Super nice. Sorry.
And we're out.
Out of the vault.
We're out.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Hell of a bike box.
Hey, EMBN shop. We've got a trio in here this week.
We do.
We've got old school, semi-old school, and new stuff.
Also got the new blue camo race shirts as well, so check those out. Have you seen them in the latest videos? Looking
Night's
good.
drawn in the Northern Hemisphere, so we got the hoodies and
sweatshirts.
Yeah, hats, beanies.
Yeah,
check it out.
Be sure to check it out. Really good way of supporting the channel, so get on the shop.
Coming up on EMBN this week, what have we got, Chris?
So something you've all been asking us is how to wash your e-bike. So we've done a video for you guys, so be sure to check that one out.
Yeah, and if you want to catch more from EMBN, then you can click over here where you can see how Chris got on with his Cornwall adventure. But of course, don't forget to hit that globe to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up.
And also, just don't forget, videos, pictures and comments, keep throwing them in.
Definitely.
And we'll get them on the show.
See you next week.
Bye.